Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video, I'm looking to just elaborate a bit more on the part one video that I made last week, where I took you guys through the full overview and as well as the full actual use of the LinkedIn and SEO-optimized blog post generator that I built. And so, considering that I gave you guys a very broad overview and I actually just tested the tool and showed you what was output, what I really want to do is take you guys through step by step how I actually built the team of agents one by one, along with how I built each of their tools one by one. And really, my intention is to give you guys as much value as possible. I don't want to be keeping things from you that will basically inhibit you from being able to develop this tool completely by yourself. Show you guys each and every step, and yeah, hopefully one of you guys learned something along the way, and I'm really able to improve your ability to build tools as well as agents on relevance. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so just to recap from the previous video, this is again the overview. We have a team of 3 agents, first one being SEO Sally, second one being Researcher Ricky, and the third one being LinkedIn Larry. I really encourage you guys to go back and watch that video. I took the time to break everything down for you guys step by step, as well as demonstrating how the tool works input-wise and what it spits out output-wise. So in this video, I'm looking to particularly focus on SEO Sally. You can see she's equipped with 5 tools, and so it will take quite a bit of time for me to go through each of them in detail. And then in a future video, I will go through Researcher Ricky and LinkedIn Larry. All right, so with that being said, let's pop into SEO Sally. This is the front end, as I demonstrated in the previous video. And so let's get into the details. I also did give a brief overview on SEO Sally's name, description, and core instructions. And so I'm not going to be going into that in too much detail. Like I said, I'm more focusing on the specific tools that she's using. With that being said, I'm going to head to that section now. First one, the SEO-optimized blog post generator. All right, so in this tool, I have built it to take in a primary keyword and secondary keyword, as well as the company description. So basically, what is the description of your particular company that you're looking to write the article for? The idea that you're looking to write on, a draft text, which is optional. Most of the times I don't actually include any draft text. I simply just use the idea in a bit more detail, as opposed to including a draft text. A word count, which is super helpful, the type of blog post that you're looking for. So that's either a listicle, a how-to post, or a comparison post. And then finally, the awareness stage, whether the reader is going to be from top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, or bottom of the funnel. All right, cool. So heading into the build section. All right, so how Relevance AI tools are constructed is they always have some set of knowledge, some set of user inputs, and then some set of tools. All in all, that give you some outputs. You don't always have to have a knowledge base. In this case, I don't. I'm more focusing on the user inputs. Now, these user inputs are coming from the previous page that I just showed you, the actual inputs that you give to the tool. It takes each of these inputs that you've given it, assigns it to a certain variable, and then we can call upon that variable later on when we actually are using them in a specific tool application. For example, if we want to use it in an LLM step, we can call upon that as a variable, which is super helpful. Okay, so expanding the very first tool and showing you guys what's inside. It's quite a bit, but again, we're looking to draft high quality blog posts over here, so the more specific we can be, the better. And like I've also communicated in the past, I like to treat every LLM that I'm using as an actual person. And so the more information, the more context, the more background, the more tools I can give it, the better. And from what I found, it's also the output tends to be considerably better as well. All right, so starting off right at the top, you guys are welcome to pause as I scroll slowly and just take a look at what I'm speaking about here. But essentially, it's just outlining how exactly I want to use each and every one of the inputs in the actual blog. So how I want to use them to craft the blog, as well as how to use them within the blog as well. So yeah, welcome to take a pause, take a look at each and every aspect of it yourself. I know it'll take me way too long to describe everything, but yeah, it isn't too complicated. For example, here, these paragraphs are simply just explaining what is a listicle, what is a comparison post, and what is a how-to post. Then over here, it's just describing who can be classified as top of funnel and how to treat them, as well as with middle of funnel and bottom of funnel. Also quite important to note is in these tools, for this particular SEO blog and LinkedIn post generator, I'm consistently using GPT 3.5 from OpenAI. But the nice thing with Relevance AI is that you can actually go and choose Grok, for example, or what's currently very popular, Anthropic. You can see if you choose Anthropic, then you're welcome to go and choose any one of their models over there. The choice is in your hands. I just tend to stick to GPT 3.5, but yeah, that's completely up to you. Right, going into the second LLM step, what we're going to be doing is saving this output from the first LLM step into a variable, and once again, we're now able to use that variable a bit later on. Okay, then here are the steps outlined for you guys over here. You're welcome to take a look as well. And once again, outlining a particular aspect. The output of each tool is being saved to a particular variable, which we can then call upon as well in other tools further down the line, which is again very helpful. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm saving this output as blog outline. So what I'm generating in all of this section over here with this particular step is a rough outline of the blog, which I'm then going to pass on to the next LLM, which is now going to, as we can see here by the end variable, actually generating the content for us. So we need the actual outline from the previous LLM step to then use to generate content in this step here. And you guys are welcome to go and take a look. I'll try and scroll for you here. You can see all the information. Study that once again line by line, but I'm just basically describing to the model as if it were a person on what I would like it to do in as much detail as possible. All right. With those two steps done, we now have an outline, and we've used that outline to actually generate content. Beautiful. All right. This tool, SEO content and keyword ideas. Now, what this tool is doing specifically is actually helping us generate this initial table that I demonstrated in the previous video of blog post ideas, as well as primary, secondary keywords to target, and the potential traffic. This tool right here is what actually generates that big table. All right, so getting into the specifics, it takes in two inputs, in this case, the company name, the name of the company you're writing the blog post for, as well as the content strategy of your competitors. Now, if you guys remember from the previous video, I explained how we have a research step, basically. So we have researcher Ricky over here that goes and actually studies your client's two competitors' websites to then to go and develop a content strategy. So basically what we're doing is we are wanting to generate really high quality and also really highly relevant blog posts. And so what we're doing is we're now looking at two of the highest performing competitors to your client in that specific niche. We're going onto their website and we're studying what kind of content strategy are they implementing. By studying their website content, by studying their blog posts, use their content strategy as inspiration. And so what this tool does is it takes in the two URLs from your closest competitors, the best competitors in the space, scrapes their websites, and then develops a content strategy based on that. Now, I will have to go and make a video on the specifics of how researcher Ricky works in terms of his tool set, so stay tuned for that. But all that we really need to know for now is that it outputs data 1 and data 2. Data 1 being the actual feedback from the clients, from the competitors' websites, and number 2, the developed content strategy from studying that website information. Okay, cool. So with that being said, we take in those two variables, we save them to these particular variable names, and we move on to the only LLM step, and actually the only step that we have in the tool before the final output. Okay, now taking in the company name, as we can see over here in the bottom, and their competitors' content strategy that we've just developed through Researcher Ricky, we're now simply asking the tool to develop a nice table for us with content idea, keywords to target, and the potential traffic the LLM believes these posts will generate. Then with a short description of the content as well. Super simple, but by being specific in that you want, for example, 10 blog post ideas for your particular company, which it also has information on, using the competitor's content strategy, you'll be very surprised what it actually outputs. Something that is a bit different here is I am using GPT-4o, and I found the outputs are considerably better than when using GPT 3.5, for example. And typically you would like GPT 3.5, the smaller models, at least from my experience, you would like the smaller models to handle more of the admin intense tasks. But when you're looking to actually generate high quality outputs and really ask or really want the LLM to pause, think, process, and actually come up with a high quality output, I will tend to then go with GPT-4o. And it's really as simple as that. With that information and with that step, we then output the table as I just showed you over here. Alright, so the next tool is the blog post backlink generator. Obviously now we have generated the actual blog post content. Now we want to further SEO optimize it. And so we're looking to now integrate some backlinks. What do we need for this tool? Simply just the blog post. I mean, it's quite obvious. Give us the blog post. From here, we can then go and insert the backlinks. All right, so looking at the bold step. If we do look on the left-hand side, we have a considerable number of LLM steps. Yeah, it can get quite intensive, but yeah, super grateful that we have the LLMs to go and do all of this on our behalf. We don't have to do it ourselves. All right, so there's the user input, takes in a blog post, and saves that to the variable name raw blog post. Cool. Just giving a quick breakdown of what's happening here on the left. You guys will see that there's a pattern here that kind of repeats itself. One LLM step, a Google search, and then another LLM step. And that kind of repeats itself over and over. LLM, Google search, LLM. LLM, Google search, LLM. Does that 3 times. Why 3 times? Well, because in the very beginning, for the first LLM step, we are breaking up the blog post into 3 sections. And we kind of then deal with each of them section by section. I'm not sure this is the best approach, but it works. And so that's what I am using for this particular tool. Okay, cool. So now for section 1 specifically, we're asking it to output section 1 that we can store into a particular variable. Then we're going onto a Google search using the Google search tool. Simply saying, for example, if we were typing now on Google, sites for more information on, and then just spitting out that whole LLM section 1, saving that to a particular variable, which we then go and use in the final LLM step, which is to extract the web page URL of the most suitable, and I've said, yeah, relevant and helpful search result that we got from that Google search. So ideally, we're looking for the most helpful and the most relevant websites that we would like to integrate into our blog posts that will really help to add a lot more value to the reader. And we are saving that into a particular variable over here, LLM backlink 1. And that basically summarizes it section by section. Section 1, 2, and 3, whereby in each section we are simply just performing a Google search, look for the most helpful and relevant sites for this section, conduct a research, find the most relevant sites, and then save that URL into a particular variable that we can then integrate into the blog post. So that process repeats itself over and over until eventually we reach the final LLM step here, which is where we integrate those backlinks, like I just said, into the blog post itself. And we can be more specific about how we do that, as I have outlaid over here. As we are doing a bit more of a intensive task that requires a bit more attention to detail, I have made use of GPT-4o instead of the usual GPT 3.5 for the other more admin intense tasks. And that basically summarizes it. Each tool in order, it would be the SEO content and keyword ideas, which then flows into actually generating the table like I showed you. We then select the topic. We then use the SEO-optimized blog post generator tool, which then goes and generates the actual blog post content that we're looking for. And then finally, optimizing it for SEO by going and inserting highly relevant and highly valuable website URL links into the particular sections that we've identified. And that is basically it for SEO Sally. Obviously, she works in conjunction with researcher Ricky and LinkedIn Larry, as you can see here. But the purpose of this video was just to give you guys a bit more, or not a bit more, all of the insight into the tools that she uses and how I built them, so that you guys have a lot more insight into how things work on the backside or on the back end of things. So yeah, I will break down even more, take an even further look into researcher Ricky and LinkedIn Larry in the upcoming video that I will be posting soon. But yeah, I hope this video has helped even just a little bit. These videos do obviously serve as a series with part 1, 2, and 3, and together the videos paint a picture of how exactly this very basic application functions, both on the front end with what it takes in from the user and what it outputs, as well as on the back end with how the tools work on an individual basis. Something just to note as well, this is a very basic example, generating SEO content and LinkedIn content. And I really look forward to, building things and taking things a step higher each time and really applying myself as I learn more and more and documenting that journey to share it with you guys, enabling us to build more and more real world use cases for these tools. But yeah, guys, that is that for today. I hope it was super valuable. Definitely looking to upload that final part to this series very soon, where I will outline researcher Ricky and LinkedIn Larry for you, just so you have the final piece of the puzzle to then go and replicate this for yourself. Please consider liking and subscribing, leaving a comment down below. Every single comment is super helpful in just improving how I deliver these videos, how I structure the content, and what value to actually include in the videos. I really hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you guys soon. Cheers.